hold the door for my people, don't care about others. Smash each other's bikes, avoid confrontation. Scratch your car, good thing there's sentry mode. Dump what I don't like in your hood. Ask for money back, my hair.
吃完了他的车的头发呀，那个视频，他就10倍的给他赔偿。他说啥个吵闹起来了，他看到我们的生的气闹吵起来了，他就说算了就走了的。
Free haircut, free haircut.
啥意思？吓我一跳！
不是你咋的了？你刚才咋的了？给我整缺肉了吧？
没有啊。
怎么没有呢？
你这是啥意思啊？你是故意的吧？
没有啊。
没有你这么的啊。
武汉地铁2号线一幕，一男子在地铁上嗑瓜子儿，丢得满地都是。大哥，地铁是公共场合。
Okay, who cares about a cleaners having a hard day trying to clean up after you? We've got a whole appreciation campaign underway. So this happened recently in a campaign by the Chinese state media to basically honor sanitation workers. And so they took a bunch of them to a movie theater to go see movies. Except in the screenshots, you see that many of them are falling asleep in their work outfit. Yeah, totally into movies, said no cleaner or sanitation ever. I can think of like millions of other ways that you can honor their work, such as, for example, maybe ask your citizens to throw less cigarette butts on the floor, or don't throw trash randomly, or maybe give them a paid day off, or pay them more. I'm sure they would love that more than going to see a movie which they probably don't even like. Just show you the reality and the disconnect that's in China. They don't really care. Now you might be wondering, where's the basic human decency and manners? Well, China today is a society of transactions and social Darwinism. People's views are that the powerful are my lords and the less powerful are my slaves. But above all of that, how do I make myself comfortable? Whether others are feeling the same way, it doesn't matter. Who cares? I got mine mentality. Now, this is a Chinese man berating a female Chinese server in Montreal, Canada.
我缺教育啊，教育和穷两回事儿。穷是一辈子，穷是一辈子。来，继续啊，从 minimum wage worker，right？Am I right？ minimum wage worker。那为什么你在这儿呢？我很好奇啊，为什么你在这儿呢？为什么你在这儿呢
？Calling her low life. That's why you're working at a Chinese restaurant getting minimum wage. Okay, so in other words, this guy is too high class and rich to be working here, right? Why would he bother to come eat here? He should be dining at the best Michelin restaurants in all over the city, not some Chinatown ones. Despite the Communist Party claiming that they eradicated social classes, China remains very discriminatory towards people who are relatively considered lower class than them, and many are judged by how much money they're making. And it's honestly very apparent in the service and sanitation industry, aka why China's cheap labor and service is in reality a class discrimination, but because of the sheer number of people, the extreme competition, people put up with it. What kind of society fosters this behavior? Well, let's find out. How about a trashed hotel room leaving housekeepers to take on the cleaning just because it's not my responsibility, or just because they are paid to do that? Sure, obviously you don't need to change the sheets or reset the beddings and wipe down the bathtub, but at least leave it somewhat the way that you came in. You know, it's basic decency. And when it comes to me being the most important person, me as in those people, not me as in David, but you know, no rules shall restrict me. There's this. And this.
我说大发子怎么了？
你很标准。
我关你事了，我说大发。
就关我事了。
关你啥事？关你事。
骂你怎么了？
电话关你屌丝啊！接电话还被你。咱们待会我在桂林站下车，刘总你在哪里下车嘛？
Talking loudly on the phone is justified in China because only me matters. This is why we got the recent AirAsia scandal, right, with that woman from Chongqing, talking loudly on the phone just because her friends missed a flight. This fundamental challenge to who is superior in China, the class discrimination, will never leave. And I believe what the current society is going through is something, I think of it like a fish tank. Everybody arguing, fighting, belittling each other. They're all a bunch of fish in a tank. People's response to being judged as lower class is that they fundamentally hold something most Chinese people don't have, which is actually the source of food and service. See, aside from the CCP elites, most Chinese people eat and drink from the same vendors and street stalls, which means that the very farmer that the people are viewing as lower class is supplying them with the toxic ingredients that eventually end up on their dinner table. During the annual 315 Gala of Consumer Rights, a company in Zhengzhou, Fujian province discovered during an internal inspection that its sweetened freeze-dried strawberries contained cadmium levels exceeding the legal limit by 10 times, along with residues of more than 20 pesticides used beyond permitted standards. That fruit that just turns into juice ends up in the same cup as the woman who looked down on another. Here's a woman who is picking slightly less moldy oranges from the pile and giving it another round to sell it. Here is a working kitchen making pepper frog dishes. Very clean. The carefully curated game, thinking that all the goldfish in a fish tank are no different to the owners of the fishes, which in this case are the CCP elites. I mean, literally to them, they're all just goldfishes. The owner doesn't care if one is black, one is patterned, one is yellow, one is bright orange. They're never going to turn into something more than goldfish. While the goldfishes themselves are fighting over who is looking better, who is a better fish, who has a bigger fish, who's eating more. These are all the same fishes drinking from the same tank of water, eating the exact same crumbs that are given by the fish owner. Speaking of fish, an investigative report aired on Chinese state media on March 22nd reveals that fish merchants at various seafood markets, aquatic product markets across China, including in Chongqing and Shandong, have been using toxic and harmful chemicals, including methanol-containing industrial alcohol, eugenol, and trimethyl sulfonate, which is to anesthetize fish for easier transportation. And obviously, these chemicals end up in the food that they consume, passing down the toxin to people. And sometimes, yeah, the fishes do get a bonus meal. It's called nationalism in China. This woman is putting a cigarette brand on alert. Because? Well, there's a red dot inside the package. And by the way, it's been there ever since I was little when I saw other people's cigarette packets. But the question is, why is it there? Because it looks like the Japanese flag. Yes, goldfish. Look elsewhere for your problem. Don't look at the CCP. Everything fueling anti-Japanese sentiment is good in China because it creates distractions. Your favorite brand of cigarette is Japanese adjacent? Well, well, well. In this case, a police officer actually explained it that the red dot is a printing color registration mark and also act as an anti-counterfeiting hidden feature. This has nothing to do with the infiltration of the Japanese society. So as a result, instead of being understanding, he got bombarded by internet users saying that, well, why not use a 5-pointed star like the Chinese flag? Why insist on using dots? Are you a little Japanese? Or I suggest the National Security Department investigate you. You see, my fish tank theory, and people are proving me right, because they're all just about fighting for their little bit of gains. It's like 1 crumb or 2 crumbs today, but they're never really about leaving the tank, because they can't. That's the way they're suited to fit into this exact scenario for the rest of their lives. And that's what I think fundamentally is the issue right now, with China's moral and societal decay. Thank you very much for watching, and hope you enjoy the content today. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And also, if you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel, David on China, and also on China Insider as well. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next time.